In the first half second of your video, the viewer decides if you're a master or an amateur. And this decision happens before you speak a single word. It has nothing to do with your script and everything to do with how you look. If your video looks cheap, your advice sounds cheap. It's unfair, but it's reality. And if you don't look like an authority, you're not going to get paid like one either. Hi there, I'm Jonathan W. Pritchard, and I help founders and experts build media assets that compound their status. And today, we're fixing your environment. Now, we're going to move away from the amateur YouTuber look and build a studio that signals executive presence. So, the first thing you need to understand is visual signaling. You don't need a $50,000 cinema camera to look expensive, you need intentional design. So, when a high value client looks at your frame, they're subconsciously looking for order. And clutter signals a cluttered mind. Bad audio signals a lack of attention to detail. Your environment is the packaging for your expertise. And a lot of people think the solution is to buy more gear. It isn't. The solution is actually about removing friction so that you can produce consistently. And I'm going to share my specific one button workflow with you in a moment, which is the only reason I'm able to film this right now. But first, we have to talk about light. Now, most people try to blast themselves with as much light as possible and they want to look bright. This is a mistake. Brightness does not equal quality. Contrasts equals quality. Shadow creates depth, depth creates weight, and weight creates authority. And if you light yourself flatly against a wall, you look two-dimensional. You look like a caricature. We want dark mode. We want to control the light so that the focus is entirely on your face and your eyes. So we use shadows to sculpt the image, not hide stuff. And this is why I advise against filming in front of white walls. White walls bounce light everywhere. They kill contrast. They make you look like you're in a hospital or an apartment. So darker tones absorb light. They focus attention on you. Now, if you want help with this directly, that's why I built the Personal Media Lab, which is for folks that want to build their media empire. The link's in the description or the pinned comment, like always. So now you've got the look, you got the shadows, you want the depth. But none of that matters if it takes you 45 minutes to set up your camera every time you got an idea. And that's what brings me to the one button workflow. If you have to move a tripod, plug in a microphone, adjust lights every time you want to record, you're not going to. The friction is just too high. You need a permanent installation. My rule is simple. I got to be able to sit down, press one button, and be recording within 30 seconds. And that turns your studio from a project into a utility. When you've got zero friction, you capture your best ideas while you've got them and they're fresh. So your message stays sharp, your studio signals high status, and your workflow is seamless, but there's still a problem. There's a difference between speaking to a camera lens and speaking to a human mind. And most founders look dead behind the eyes on video and they're reading, they're not connecting. So to fix that, we got to borrow a technique from the stage called the parasocial relationship. I call it the physics of charisma, and I'll teach you in the next video. I'll see you there.